Welcome to the General Tire Jim Beaver Show. Sitting here with my good friend Skinny and Crash that we wanted to do for a while. I don't know. Shenanigans is breaking out right now. We haven't even started. We're supposed to talk here. Thanks to General Tire for making this all happen. And I don't know. Where were we? We're talking
Shenanigans?
About we were talking about kids' Christmas programs to start this off. So we're supposed to be talking about your careers and industry, but we're
That is our career, Broham.
Yeah.
Oh, good point.
Listen.
All right, so we're going to crack some beers here first, so we need to get Crash some wine, though, I think.
And that's fitting.
Yeah. That I've committed 19 crimes? Is that what you say? That's fitting?
When you have,
as I open up a 19 crimes cabbie.
When you have Snoop Dogg.
Yes.
What is this? Okay, here we go. Yeah. When you got
came with a wallet. It's a carbon fiber bottle opener that came with my wallet.
Why isn't there a rigid logo on this thing, or a General Tire logo on this thing?
You know what?
Actually,
Decals.
I think
Decals.
Hold on. I think the company is it Rigid? Oh, Ridge. The wallet company is Ridge. We're close.
Uh-oh.
Does your beer cap say anything? Mine says properly chill. I think it's a great thing to do.
I
right
got Kona
now.
Brewing Company.
All right.
It's on the floor.
I had something. Party foul.
Hey, pass the corkscrew.
So real quick, man. We were talking about our beautiful daughters. Your daughter is what, 13?
14. Just turned 14.
She's in 8th grade. Our daughter is 8 years old. And we were talking about recitals. And I got to disagree with Jim. Don't call me Beaver over there because, Jim, you said, man, God, I got to deal with all these.
No, he said he's glad he doesn't have to deal with it anymore.
What's going to be your ticket when you retire? Your daughter. And if your daughter's not rocking the mic, Broham, and she's not on freaking Dancing with the Stars and stuff, you got to encourage your daughter to be a hell of a singer or golfer or something to help make the old man some dough.
I actually, it's going to blow your mind when I tell you this.
Right.
She's an amazing architect.
We're in Phoenix.
So the kid literally. So you know how they've got these video games, Sims, Roblox, stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
So she's been for years. It's got to the point where she builds these extravagant houses that are crazy. So people pay her already. It's kids. Hey, build us a house. So they'll pay her $20 to log into their account and build them a house in Roblox or Sims or something like that.
She gets paid by her peers.
Yes, to build them houses and stuff.
Virtual houses.
But you get into these games and you look how deep it is, the architecture and stuff like that. It's actually pretty amazing. And she'll go on and she'll be like, oh, here's Kim Kardashian's house on YouTube. And then she'll go into the game and build like the Kardashian house in the game.
Oh, that's insane.
So
you're
she
onto
gets
something.
It. Yeah, so she has the eye for it.
So she decided, I think she wants to be an architect, which I'm completely like, hey.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Screw tennis and golf, man. That's legit.
So she's got a knack for it, you know. So I don't know. Let her do what she wants.
Yeah, I don't know what you were saying. Oh, you got to be on Dancing with the Stars or whatever. No, you got to be happy. And clearly that's what makes her happy now. And let's see if it takes her into the future.
She didn't even like playing the game. She just liked building the houses.
Okay, that's even better. She's already ahead of the game, so yeah.
She just uses that. So I really need to get her some of that, like that architecture software where you can actually just go in and start building stuff.
No, use the $20 that she's earning per house to get the.
Tell her reinvest in your business here.
Yes. Why not?
She has to reinvest in herself now. No, Dad reinvests into her.
I'll make an investment in her architecture firm.
There you go. Thank you, Pops.
Hey, what teenagers and so forth are learning nowadays at that age? My goodness, investing is probably one of the priorities that they should be learning. And hold on a second. I know we're digging rabbit holes out of the gate.
That's what we knew was going to happen here, though. Yeah. I mean, that's...
Listen, Beaver, the problem listen, we've got the greatest school system that we're in, part of Kyrene.
The Kyrene district.
Kyrene district that our daughter's in. She's in a dual language school, Spanish and English. Imagine that. She's learning English. No.
Certain areas of Phoenix, you need to learn English.
True. It blows me away what a 7th, 8-year-old, even 9-year-olds are learning in school now, which should be, and no joke, investing. Think about it. Mm-hmm. Your daughter's learning to build houses on a damn app for $20. Put 4 or 5 more zeros on that in about 7 or 8 years. She's going to own NAU here in a week and a half. I don't know what that means.
It's not a bad thing. I don't know what it means either, but it's not a bad thing. If she's owning anything in 7 or 8 years, that's perfection.
Think about it, man. Our daughter, every time we get on an airplane, let's play life.
Oh, she does.
Let's play life. Dad, you want to go through the college end, or you want to go through, let's get my ass into professional life. We always, what are you like? You know what I'm talking about.
I know.
She's 8 years old and wants to have $3 million in the bank by the time she offloads 6 or 7 of her kids.
Which is when the parenting comes in and we say, no, hold on a second. That's not real life. Come on.
Jim's going, my God.
No, but it's funny because my daughter loves life too. So it's just, that game, and it's come back because I grew up playing the original. You know?
Yeah.
It was something my parents had, and it was like in this old cardboard box. You dust it off, and I mean, you had the old station wagons, and it's completely different now. They've updated it, thankfully, but no, it's a true story there. You know, I do have to ask though. It's like my college degree. I laugh because I got a marketing degree, right?
Why do you laugh at that?
Because social media didn't even exist when I got my college degree.
No.
Now what I do is social media.
You were ahead of the game, man.
No, but here's the deal. Would you be in the position you're in right now? I mean, take the driver part aside. Would you be doing anything else without your marketing degree? Probably not.
My business and marketing. No, it's helped my business tremendously. So, some of the consulting work, stuff like that. Yeah, absolutely.
Good.
Listen, Jim Beaver, the minute a 21-year-old or 22-year-old walks into their first interview out of college, they're marketing. They're marketing themselves.
Yeah.
And I'm sure your marketing degree had nothing to do with that. But that's what you are. I mean, I walk in and meet my new friends here at Rigid, who actually I was in here 3 years ago. I'm marketing SpeedFreaks. I'm marketing me. I'm marketing Crash. Anywhere you go, you walk up and you have a SpeedFreaks logo, you're marketing. So, I mean, don't discount what the hell you did, Broham.
No, and I do tell people that all the time. Racers, whatever, and you deal with as many racers as I do, and we've all been successful in this industry, but I tell them it's optics, always. Yep. Optics. And we're having a good time. We're having drinks, things like that. But I said, when you're out at a party, I don't care if it's a race, whatever, optics. Don't ever get drunk. Have a good time. Know when it's time to go to your hotel room.
Unless it's the SEMA show.
Yeah, well, yeah.
That's only me.
There's times. Times. But, and truthfully, we've all been there, but, the cell phones and things like that go away at a certain point, too, and things like that. So
I just judge my drunkenness or my intake by the person who's actually paying me. If dude's getting lit up, bam, I'm right behind him.
That's an interesting take.
That's fair enough. I agree. I'll go with that.
Kind of like drivers, though, on the podium, and they're drinking out of their bottles of Red Bull, or cans of Red Bull, I should say, or bottles of something else. When we know that it's water in there, it's not the actual product. Yeah. There are times at parties where, we might have a can of something, and it's actually water in there, but we just keep sipping from it because you have to. You have to maintain your composure when you are with clients or when you are with fan bases at times.
Oh, I pulled this. It was funny. We were actually at Sandsport show. Jackie over there from Rigid. We're going to give her a throw out on this show. We were all in the bar or whatever, and everybody goes, shots. I don't do shots.
Did you sing that song? Shot.
Yeah.
Shot.
I don't do shots. So there's a round of shots, and everybody's taking shots, and everybody, and there's a few people that know I don't take shots. So I was like, I'll take a shot with you, and I had a beer there, right? I had about that much beer in the bottom, and everybody goes to throw the shot back, and as they tip their heads back, took the shot, I dumped it in my beer, and then I walk up to and everybody goes, oh, high five, and then, a couple minutes later, I just sneak over to the bar and tell the guy, hey, can I get another glass of beer? He goes, I watch what you did on the house. And he just poured me another beer, and so I just pouring the shots in there. I was like, I don't need to get lit up, and I don't do shots, but everybody wanted me to take shots, so it's like, you just play pretend, but you got to be cool. I've had friends that, that they'll start, that they'll just have the bartender, instead of a Captain Coke, it's just a Coke, and things like that, or it's a very light, just.
Have you ever had a car bomb? A car bomb? Colson.
Irish
Colson,
car
you're
bomb.
a residential drinker. What is it? It's a car. What do you drop a shot into a beer or something? Jackie knows.
That's an Irish car bomb.
Irish car bomb.
Yeah, damn it. I just said a car bomb. Hell.
Kenny's like, what about an American car bomb?
You know Street Bike Tommy, right? Travis Pastrana's main guy. Big
he's just been a part of that's like his third leg.
Tommy is one of my dearest friends. I love Tommy to death. He is a brother. He literally would fly to Phoenix right now if I needed him, whatever. But so he decided, he was down on his luck here about a year and a half ago, and he goes, Jimmy, you got to come back to Pastrana Land with me. You got to come to Pastrana Land. I was like, all right, sounds like fun. So we go back there, and he goes, we're going to go out tonight. So we go to downtown Annapolis. Everybody knows Tommy. Well, one of his best friends.
Hold on a second. You go where?
Annapolis,
Maryland.
Why? Travis's town.
I understand that, but you don't just throw it out there. Downtown Annapolis. How many people say that?
He just
you don't,
did.
I don't know.
You just don't
Downtown
say it.
Annapolis. I've been there once. It was with Tommy. So.
It just sounded so weird to me, man. Downtown Annapolis, not Indianapolis, but Annapolis.
Not
Annapolis.
Minneapolis. Annapolis.
But there. Oh, anyway, go ahead. Sorry, bro.
Anyways, we go there, and Tommy, his best friend, owns an Irish bar. It's an Irish guy, and he gets in a fight trying to get the Irish bar owner to take an Irish car bomb. And he goes, "You do realize, like, they literally got in this argument."
Oh,
no. He goes, "How bad that is, and how bad it is." And it was just funny because they got in this fight, and he goes, "It'd be like you trying to take me having a Twin Tower shot, and you taking a Twin Tower shot."
Oh,
Wait,
and they
seriously?
Yeah, they were literally like going back and forth. It was the craziest thing, and I didn't realize like Irish car bomb, how much Irish people hate that.
I learn something new every day. It's wow.
But it was funny, but I saw them literally get in an argument. These are best of friends, and literally it was just at the end of the night they're hugging and whatever.
Okay, yeah. But so you were onto something. We should call it a car bomb from now on. Take the Irish out of it.
I'm going to show my age, but again, I didn't even think about that because, again, people look up things on their phone all the time on video and radio. Look up the IRA, not an IRA, but the IRA. Look up the significance of, God, man, we're getting serious here for a second. Don't look it up. That's so true. I didn't even think about that. An Irish car bomb. That was
So this is an incident.
This was, holy smokes. We're going to get brutalized if I go too much deeper into this.
No, it's fine. This is. We never knew what direction this was going to go.
You want to see? Okay, all right.
So this is, basically, though, the IRA that you're looking up, this is how the Irish car bomb, why? Not how, but
Crasher,
why.
Careful.
Okay.
Look, the Irish Republican Army, they were battling, and I'm going to go so far off the rails here, man. Excuse me.
He burps on Mike. Way to go, Howard.
They were battling, and they were battling British rule. And that's the significance of the stuff that was going on. And again, pardon my ignorance, late 70s, this is what I recall, late 70s, early 80s, that was significant between the IRA and Jerry, what is his name? We had this conversation with our guy, Tim Murphy. Hold on a second. Jerry.
One of our Irish friends.
Jerry, and it was Jerry with a G, man, IRA. Here we go. Jerry,
no
IRA.
idea where he's going with this.
Bam! Jerry Adams. No, is that him? Yeah, it was president. Yeah, Sinn Féin. Jerry Adams. This was incredible. The stuff that, again, you talk about kids learning legit stuff back in the day. I'm in my early teens learning about the issues with the IRA and Jerry Adams and Sinn Féin and the significance of the British rule over Ireland and Scotland and all of that. So I understand, to bring it back to the point, why Cat Daddy was upset. An Irish car bomb, that was significant back in the day. Look it up, man.
Okay, hold on. A car bomb? I'm trying to make the correlation to the drink.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I think we're totally safe with car bomb.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Holy crap. Man, we got serious there.
Yeah.
And I probably just screwed up 5 or 15, 20 years of history there.
Yeah,
My
you rewrote
apologies,
it.
but that's incredible what we just did there.
I love stuff like this. Literally, my notepad of notes for this was literally like...
Show the camera.
There doesn't even
Show the
be
camera.
Yeah.
There you go. And that's typical Speed Freaks.
Yeah,
That's why we get along with you so well.
Like you, Jim, the foundation is Motorsports, but it's everything that blossoms. You got to get to Motorsports first, and it's the travel to Motorsports that's so much fun. It's we could have awesome rigid chaser lights on top of every rig that we have, but it's the point of getting to those lights of, man, I had to drop my daughter off at school. My wife called me, says, man, did you pick up the cleaning? And then so forth and so on. And babe, I don't even have the rig loaded to go to King of Hammers. I mean, there's a life before you get to Motorsports, and that's kind of what we do.
And with everybody that you interview, that we interview, I mean, they are a motorsports foundation, but we all have lives. Yeah. And you can get to the motorsports stuff and talk nuts and bolts and whatever spec is interesting at the very particular second, but you want to know about who they are, what makes them bleed, what makes them do anything.
Robbie Gordon, one of the greatest off-road pilots in the history of man, one of the greatest overall drivers in the history of mankind.
Yeah.
If he was patient enough to be in one series for long enough.
I would say in his prime, there's probably 5 or 6 guys that I would put, guys like Alonso, Sebastian Loeb, Robbie Gordon. I mean, there's, Mario Andretti. I mean, there's some good universal.
Absolutely.
You put him in.
Tony Stewart.
Scott Dixon.
We could have 6 different cars here with those guys you mentioned, and Robbie would contend to beat every one of their asses.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Jimmy Johnson's another one.
Yep.
In fact, we won't
talk about his IndyCar career, but
no.
He was older then. He needed more time to learn.
Here we go, IndyCar. Okay, we're gone.
Is he doing the ovals next year, by the way? I mean, Ganassi just announced their road course guy for the number 11. I want to know
great
Jimmy
point, man.
Okay.
That's who's going to fill the number 11 for Ganassi.
Finish this conversation first. Okay.
Greatest
of all time.
All right, so our good friends at Red Bull sent us to the Dakar Rally. What year?
2004.
The year before the Longhorns won the national championship. It's crazy.
Why wouldn't you remember that,
Jack
Mr.
is
Longhorn?
Again,
but it was the year
we're going to sell some lights here.
And some tires. Come on.
Absolutely. And some 805s.
805s.
And some 19 crimes.
So here we go. Red Bull sends us to the Dakar Rally. And it was the kickoff in Spain.
Well, that's when they were still
Barcelona.
That's when they were still doing the European leg, and then they transitioned over to Africa.
Yes.
That was the legit Dakar.
Yes.
Yeah, this is before the Assassins. This is before the deer rifles with scopes.
The Assassins are the reasons why they had to go to South America and then other places. Okay, go.
But did I see last week where they're back? Rolling through Africa and so forth?
No, Saudi Arabia is paying them way too much money. They're never leaving Saudi.
All right, sorry.
Yeah.
All right, so, here we go. So,
come on. You see what's happening with the World Cup.
So
right
Robbie Gordon was sponsored by Red Bull at the time. He was rolling on VWs, rolling VWs.
Yeah, he had the Touareg program.
Exactly. Yes. So we're over there in freaking Spain, and they had the pre. What do you call it? Pre-runners or whatever the hell.
The first stage was the pre-run.
Well, they went from the tarmac to the beach, and it was just the pre.
It's basically a parade. It's just
exactly.
It was lined with fans. So it's basically for them.
We're over there with Red Bull, and Robbie Gordon's there, and a few other, just some of the most badass pilots in the history of mankind, and we brought winners over there. Was just innocent freaking SpeedFreaks winners through Red Bull.
They were brave.
And it was did the girl win or did her husband
She won.
Win? She won, right?
Yes. They were from Northern California.
Yeah. Awesome. They were just a great, because you have some shitbox winners. You can
we
have
have
horrible winners.
We have.
That steal silverware from the MotoGP
in Indianapolis.
Yeah, mark that time there, Broham.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what I was doing.
Mark that time. I do the same damn thing. Ron Capps dropped a shit in the goddamn market, and I had to put it down.
I did have a side note. Have you ever had one where it slips up and actually makes?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I got a call from Darren Peck at Sports Byline. Yeah. He goes, that Tim Montana interview you did. I don't know if you know Tim, the country singer. He's opened for Kid Rock the last couple of years.
Ooh.
Good, yeah, he's a good dude. Anyways, he goes, you missed 2 fucks. I go, Darren, you're kidding me. He goes, nah. He goes, Sirius isn't going to care. He goes, the AFN might. We're just going to ignore it, and hopefully nobody calls. Yeah. But he goes, just know. And I go, do you want to know how many I trimmed out? And he goes, how many? I go, 41. Oh. Yes. And he goes, well, I don't feel too bad. You only missed 2.
That's badass, man.
That's really good.
Yeah, it's the F-bombs. Frankly, our show's 7 to 9 Pacific, 10 to midnight Eastern. You know, if a shit lands every now and then, or a goddamn, it's the F-bombs.
Yep.
We don't get too many of those, right?
No, well, it just depends on the conversation. If it's
you guys get some winners after they've already been drinking and everything else. So it's like I can.
That's true.
Yeah, I was going to say you guys get these guys that come off a big win and they've had a bunch of drinks and then call into your show. That's when
true.
It gets a little loose lips.
It's funny though that you say that. We will get back to the Dakar winner and what Robbie Gordon did to her.
I already forgot about the damn.
But yes, it's funny how our show, we've been on the air for 22 years now, and we've evolved from the early 2000s to the mid 2000s. Getting the winners after they get home, like especially NASCAR guys, because we're 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific. So yeah, they're home. They've loosened up a little bit. They've had some cocktails, like you said. Yeah, over the years that's evolved. Now we get them 2 hours after victory lane when they're still sober, because NASCAR has learned that's a better interview, at least for our image. I'm like, okay, we get it.
Ron Capps is famous for that. He will even say it on air. He says, guys, I'm 6 deep.
That's right.
Well, it's funny because I think you and I both, I think we all interviewed Caps within a week of each other because I had Caps on my show, and he's become a really good friend of mine. And,
he's a great dude.
You want to talk about a guy that can wheel anything. Ron Capps can drive anything.
Valid. Yeah.
Ron Capps, he's in that conversation too, and I don't think being a drag racer gets the credit he deserves. That guy. Antron Brown's another one. That guy can wheel.
And Doug Kalita, believe it or not. Because Kalita was in midgets before he went drag racing. Is that right?
I don't know that. But the real story? The real story?
We have a lot of stories going on here.
We're all over the place.
We are.
Doug Kalita, his uncle, Connie.
Yep.
And Ron Capps, they have something in common.
Really?
They have one testicle.
Really? I got an uncle that does.
Really?
Yeah.
Club
Incredible.
Uno.
What's that?
We started Club Uno.
Uno.
Like 20 years ago. Ron Capps, Dan Lizowski, Connie Kalita. Who else has one
couple
testicle?
motocrossers. I can't quite. Was Chad Reed in there? I don't remember. I'm not going to say it if I don't. Yeah.
No.
But hold on. Can we get back to what he was saying, and then can we get back to
I
your
don't even know what I
story?
was saying at this point.
So Robbie Gordon,
Ron Capps.
Ron Capps.
we're in downtown Barcelona, all right? We're in downtown Barcelona. No, we're going to downtown Barcelona. Robbie Gordon with a person that might not have supposedly should have been with him, her.
Huh? You've had how much to drink?
No. Not enough. Robbie Gordon was someone in the front seat that she may not have, should have been with him. We're driving to this restaurant or somewhere downtown in Barcelona.
I can't remember that.
And this is Robbie Gordon,
main
again,
street.
a fantastic driver. Her and her husband
Our winners, yes.
were in the back of the Volkswagen Touareg.
Well, obviously
He was
not the race vehicle,
driving
but
so gnarly.
through some many windy streets.
We pulled over by a pub. She got out. She couldn't even get to an alley. She threw up right in front of about 18 feet of window, people eating fish and chips or whatever they do.
No, it was a McDonald's.
It was a McDonald's, wasn't it? It was a McDonald's. She just goes, I can't. She goes, blah.
But can I tell you how precise he was around all those turns?
It was so
amazing.
good. And we were just going, oh. And he goes, my God, this is Robbie Gordon driving this damn thing. And it was Statman. Much love to Statman. Wish he could be here.
I love Bill.
Statman, Crash, yours truly. 2 winners in the back, and Robbie and this other mistress in the front seat. And she just... She goes, I'm getting sick. I got to get the hell out of here, man. But just think about it. She could tell her kids, Robbie Gordon made me throw up.
Yeah.
I got a funny Robbie story. So Robbie, he's got a house in Parker. And I've known Robbie a long time. He used our race shop here and there and stuff like that. So I get this call when he had his, the Gordini. He was doing testing in Parker. He's got his house there and things like that. So he calls me and says, Jimmy, what are you doing today? I was like, just not a whole lot, Robbie. He goes, you're coming testing with me. All right, it's August, 120 degrees out. Well, that's what I wanted to because it replicates Dakar. It's hot.
Oh, there you go.
So we're out there in the desert, and he goes, all right, jump in. And I look, and he's in swim trunks, board shorts, flip-flops, tank top, no helmet. Gets in, he goes, it's air conditioning. We don't need helmets. I'm like, am I going to argue with Robbie Gordon? I jump in anyways. We go out there, and he goes, we got to get this thing stuck. And I was like, Robbie, you're going to, I'm fine in flip-flops, man. I was like, okay, dude, and I'm all right. So
no chaser, just you guys?
Well, we were doing this little loop through the sand dunes and then coming back, and we're taking data and stuff like that. So he goes, we got to go get this thing stuck. I got to see how the air system works on the tires, where we can release air and stuff and get it unstuck. All right. So we get going down the road, and all of a sudden, hot brake fluid, something happens under the dash, and he starts screaming. I was like, what's the matter? I look down, and there's freaking brake fluid boiling, and it's all over his bare skin on his feet.
Oh my God!
On his feet. He's like, So I was like, what? He gets out, and he's like, oh crap, and this and that. So we go, and he tightens something up. He goes, all right. I'm looking, his foot's just red, skin peeling, and I'm like,
you saw the skin peeling.
Yeah, and I'm like, this is bad. So anyways, he goes, it's all right. And dude's gutting through it. So we go up there, and he gets it stuck in the sand dune finally. All right. He goes, we got to go and check these tires. He jumps out. Dude in his flip-flops steps in a cactus.
Oh, no.
with the same feet that it just had the skipper off. And I get out, and he's screaming, and I go around, I look, and he goes, don't even say it. Don't even say it.
Because you were telling him about flip-flops from the get-go.
What year was this?
What
year was this?
world?
Gosh, I probably got the photos. It had to have been 15, 14, 15,
Think
16.
how that would blow up on social now.
Yeah, you'd be like, Robbie, wait, move your foot a little bit. Hold on.
Yeah.
Damn it, man.
Oh my gosh, I just laugh. I was like, poor dude. Like, and I guarantee you, this day, if you win, he's gonna test at least in tennis shoes or something.
Right? Oh my.
He has raw skin and then cactus needles. Just.
I was just like, oh, that poor dude was just.
So how things work out? Did he get all the data he needed?
Yeah, I think they got all the data.
Cactus blows and hot brake fluid on the ankles sucks ass.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. Well, I'm getting told we got to take a commercial break. We'll be back after this on the General Tire Jim Beaver Show with Kenny and Crash, the Speed Freaks.
Whatever you do, General Tire delivers.
The Rigid Chase Lite incorporates 5 modes, including stroke, brake, running, courtesy, and reverse in a compact 7-inch by 2-inch fixture. The Rigid Chase attaches to any roll bar or flat mounting surface, and users can control each of the multiple functions independently. The Rigid Chase is one more way for off-road enthusiasts to own the night.
Welcome back to the General Tire Jim Beaver Show with the Speed Freaks, Kenny and Crash. And we've just been talking about our good friend Robbie Gordon, and I don't know. I don't even know where to go. I feel like he'd have a million different stories if he was sitting here in the room, and he'd probably be...
We would go
Robbie
through
Gordon
all
couldn't
the alcohol.
sit here.
No, that's
Robbie
true.
Gordon couldn't sit here.
No. He can't.
No, he couldn't sit here.
No.
I was in a cart one time, and I want to say it was back with this celebrity. Yeah, it was a celebrity sports car race in Southern California. It wasn't Long Beach Grand Prix.
So something different.
Yeah, and then they had a bunch of the drivers that were going to run in this Grand Prix in these carts, and I was in this cart, and I was doing a bit for Speed Vision. I'm in this cart, suited up, helmet, everything, and I feel this. It's Robbie Gordon pulling me out of this goddamn cart to get in this freaking cart. Happy bastard.
You were in his cart?
No, I was in my cart, and who's the dude who spun out on the warm-up laps?
Oh, Roberto Guerrero?
Yeah, he's right in front of me, man. Yes. Yeah.
You and all the SoCal guys?
Yeah, I don't know what the hell was going on, man.
I will say, if you want to talk IndyCar for a minute, you can talk to anybody in off-road. The one Indy 500 they remember, actually there's probably 2 of them, was Robbie Gordon running out of gas.
99.
The other one would be, because everybody in off-road knows Paul Tracy, would be Paul Tracy and the Helio thing.
03? Yep.
Oh, God, that one I still watch, and I just, I love Helio, but I still think PT was screwed.
Yeah, yes. Elio's an amazing dude, and I mean, it's awesome to see him as a 4-timer now, but that's always a question mark in the back of everybody's head.
You want to talk about asterisks in sports? I feel like there's something.
Ask your opinion, Beaver.
What's that?
Who do you think won?
I think PT did. Absolutely.
Why?
Absolutely. Because if you look at the timing of when the yellow light came on and where Elio and PT were in relation to each other and the pace car, PT was ahead.
I do love the banter on social media between Helio and PT every
Ooh, I haven't paid attention to this
go on
much.
Instagram. I mean, this last year they were kind of going back and forth and riffing each other, and it's. Is
it better now that PT's not in the booth?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because he can just let go now.
Yeah, PT is very his Instagram. Sometimes wow.
Yes.
Yeah, you want to look around. If you somehow end up on his Instagram, you want to look around going, did somebody see me get on Paul Tracy's Instagram? Damn. Did our good friends at General Tire see us get on Paul Tracy's Instagram?
Yeah, are they tracking? Wait, what's going on here?
I get that. And Paul Tracy's been in the Freak Nation numerous times.
Yeah.
And again, that's a rabbit hole I don't necessarily need to go down, but.
Yeah, but the bottom line, I mean, everybody has distinct personalities and beliefs and whatever, and social media has brought that out, and maybe in ways that we didn't expect, but it is what it is. And
maybe Paul Tracy's set for life. He doesn't need to worry about financial.
He is set for life. Speaking of Arizona residents, he's right up in Scottsdale.
I was having this conversation.
Is he? Because he was in Vegas for a while.
He was. And speaking of off-road, was that when he was with Michelle Huseman?
That was a very brief.
Yeah.
That wasn't real long because she's with Johnny Angel here in Phoenix.
And she's in Phoenix. Yeah, all the Vegas, Phoenix, SoCal, it's all incestuous.
Well, PT had a house in Parker in the Keys on the river too for a while, so he was coming to Parker quite a bit, and so a lot of locals got to know him and things like that.
Okay.
So I kind of had his party house, but.
Is it true he would wear a cool green thong to the river?
That I don't know.
Team Cool Green, really?
Yes.
Speaking of mid-'90s.
Yes.
There was that era, though, guys like PT. Even in NASCAR, and Greg Biffle's a good friend of mine, but there was a NASCAR and IndyCar era, not overlapping, but IndyCar drivers made a ton of money.
Yes.
And there was an era there in NASCAR where those drivers made a ton of money.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, okay, just the financial thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
The contracts were just crazy. Now it's a lot of pay-to-play, bring your own pocketbook. There was an era there, though, where the money was just nuts.
There's been a reality check in NASCAR. IndyCar's had that reality check for a while, but there's been that reality check recently. Now that NASCAR has turned over to the new generation, those guys don't care as much. They're like, they're racing again just for the pure love of it. And they want to make millions, but they're like, hey, as long as I'm winning, I'm happy.
Okay, Crasher, help me out here. Our very good friend, I'll just say her first name, Irene. Mm-hmm. We were at, by the way, we've been having Ice Cream Fridays with 8-year-olds, 7-year-olds, 6, 5, with my daughter and her friends for 4 years now.
Arguably, right. Yes, but keep going.
So Fridays, we always have Ice Cream Fridays. And 4, 5, 6, 10, 20 of her girlfriends show up at ice cream. Irene showed up today, the mother of Henley's best friend. And she says, my husband now has Peacock Network and is really getting into IndyCar.
Oh, no. Yes.
And again, think about this. We're in this bubble. We're in a very small percentage of people that know the difference between IndyCar and Formula One. 99% of the people around this world have no idea. Well, I'll take it back. I don't know how many Formula One fans would know the difference, regardless.
They know the difference. Formula One fans are diehards. They know the difference. They go, oh, that's not my F1 car. Anyway,
she was asking, the differences, and I had explained what open wheel meant. I didn't know what open wheel meant 30 years ago. I didn't know what the is open. Oh, okay, I get it. So I had explained that, and then I tried to tell me how far I'm off here. I was explaining about the price differential between Formula One and IndyCar. I said, listen, because they're big Drive to Survive fans. I said Red Bull team or any of those front runners.
Yeah, they're big on the team that cheats.
Yeah. Any of those front runners. It's going to cost you $150 to $200 million a year. Is that right?
What is the cap now? I've lost track.
It's just under 200.
Yeah,
right? Remember,
I believe
they cheat.
So
I said 150 to 200 million. But I said for a front runner in IndyCar, it's going to be anywhere from 5 to 10 million. Mm-hmm. Is that right?
That's correct.
Yeah. Okay. Now I also said that
which used to be 20 million, by the way. So it's
So what I also said about Formula One drivers and IndyCar drivers per se, I said Formula One drivers before endorsements can make anywhere from $10 to $15 million a year. Then you tack on endorsements, you can get 5 to 10. Is that right? Does that sound right?
Of a lot. It just depends on the endorsement, but
and if your name's Lewis Hamilton, you get just
right. And you just report half of it.
It balloons.
But IndyCar drivers I was explaining to her. I said IndyCar drivers at one time they were making $5 million a year.
The last one to make, I believe it was 10 million, and I could be totally off on this, but I believe the last one to make 10 million in salary only was Dario Franchitti. And those days are gone, obviously.
Okay. That was when, like Champ Car, when they were doing international, going to Australia and
Germany.
It was almost like a miniature Formula One series, at that point. So I think everything was escalated. Budgets, driver salaries.
Sanctioning fees were still being paid at that point of about $1 to $2 million, and no, they can't get that now if they even tried. Yeah,
so I said, how much it's digressed. I said a successful front-running IndyCar driver now will make under $1 million a year, $750. I'm not saying Scott Dixon.
Yeah, I know. Definitely not Scott.
I'm not saying Scott Dixon.
And definitely not Will.
But I'm saying
I would say
maybe a Marcus Ericsson.
Yeah, but I think he can.
I'd say Rossi probably hunted a pretty big salary too.
Yep. I think you're right. I think all the McLaren guys. So yeah, I think.
Really?
I don't know if
Why?
Felix is $1 million.
He's won the Indy 500. What else?
Alex Palou.
Let's talk about it. Rossi's a great personality, but why? Why does he get more money?
Because his dad and because he's got. Yeah, I mean, I don't know the answer to that. He's run his business very, very well. His race business.
His business of the Alexander Rossi brand?
Yes.
Yes, I would agree with that.
Yes, he's run his business very good. He's surrounded by some really good people.
I love his personality. I love the fact that he's got very little filters in a lot of his conversations.
He's very dry.
I love Rossi, and I've interviewed him enough times where there's a shell, and you got to break to the shell.
Yes.
And once you break that shell with Alex, he's hilarious.
Yes.
And you got to learn he loves whiskey, and there's things like that where once you get the real Alex, I mean, and you understand his dry sense of humor and things like that, he's actually funny as hell.
Here's some great. This is how long we've been doing this, Beaver. Back when you were like 6 or 7 years old, we started SpeedFreaks.
Hey, that's a compliment.
We're at Performance Racing Industries.
I was in my young 20s, and you guys were one of the inspirations why I'm doing what I do now. So.
That's scary.
That's a little scary. Actually.
So where's your black man? Where's your girl co-host? Sorry, that's what SpeedFreaks does. So listen to me. What was we talking? Oh, so we're at PRI in Orlando. Okay. 2004, 5.
When did they change it from Orlando to Indy?
Well, it was Indy first, then it went to Orlando for a few years, and then now.
Everybody talks highly of the Florida years because it's so colder than shit.
Yeah,
right, exactly.
It was December.
It was always cold in Orlando too. It snowed at the kart race in Orlando one of the 3 or 4 years they were there. So I'm like, okay, and we're mad about Indy for what? Yeah, that was interesting.
Okay, so we're at PRI, maybe 2004, 2005, doing one of our SpeedFreak shows for, Jesus, was it Speed then? Speed?
This, to be honest, if it's the story I'm thinking of, this was radio only.
Was it?
This was Radio Row, yes.
They paid for us to come out there and promote it on our radio network. This father with his little 15, 16-year-old comes by and starts talking to us and Steve Lewis with PRI and says, listen, my son is doing so well in karts and shifting and blah, 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 blah.
Northern California,
man. He's got a great road ahead of him. I just want you guys to know about him. Alexander Rossi.
Really?
What the fuck is this kid, man? Bullshit. What is this? Come on.
Well, I think we can go to Danica Patrick in
That's where I was,
California
Danica
Speedway.
Patrick, we're at California Speedway.
With her mom.
No, we're not. No. She was not. We're walking down the pits of the kart race, right? It was kart.
It was the kart sanctioning series, yes, not go-karts.
It was kart at the time. And this is probably around the same time, man.
No, this is the year 2000. This is way before. This is
bullshit.
Before she.
No, I disagree, man.
I promise, because I'm sorry, she won Japan in 2004. So this is way before the Rossi.
She didn't win 2004.
Yes, she did.
No, she didn't. Look it up, Beaver.
Well, I'm trying to think. Like 2004, was it that early?
She didn't. No,
because I think early 2000 she was still doing like Toyota Atlantics and stuff, right?
All right, look up when she won
Japan.
Okay. 07's going to be my second one.
Win. I would say 07, 08.
Okay.
Yeah, I was going to say
2008, man.
I was going to say.
Excuse me, that's 4 years ahead. But look up when she did her photo shoot, because we met her before her photo shoot.
I don't care.
This was like her Maxim or FHM photo shoot would have been. It was because somehow I came across at some point one of her Toyota Atlantic, her marketing decks.
Okay.
And
Tom Blattler was doing her stuff.
Yeah, and that was early 2000s, and I think the Maxim. I remember walking into to a Barnes and Noble, and I'd always go and get like Racer magazine and F1 magazine, and there was the one place that carried stuff from Europe, and they had a rally magazine that I'd always get, and I remember like seeing an FHM, and it was like Danica Patrick, what the heck? And I looked,
an FHM.
And I was like, yeah, and it was. I think it would have been 02, 03 ish, 01 maybe.
Okay, right around that time, we're walking in the pits at the kart race, and Danica knew of SpeedFreaks, and she comes up to Crash. Did you have the hoodie, or did she have the hoodie?
She had the hoodie.
She had the hoodie. She comes up to us talking about herself. I'm Danica Patrick. I'm going to be able to da-da-da. And she was commenting on Crash's hoodie.
No. She had the hoodie. I then go, I love your hoodie.
And to this day, that's one of those stories where you think, what just happened, man?
And then she...
Boom. Bobby Rahal, and then Crasher, how many years ago? Danica will never go to NASCAR.
I did say
never
that.
Go.
Because I knew how much her dad didn't like it. And I'm like, he will not allow this. No.
Her dad
Oops, there he
still
is.
didn't like it.
That's still, to me, there's two drivers that I wish never would have transitioned. And you can look at Tony Stewart and go, you saw what he accomplished.
Oh, he was great, yeah.
Danica Patrick, I wish she would have stayed in IndyCar. I think she would have had more wins and a great career. Sam Hornish Jr.
Agreed.
I hated when he went because he was just the poster child of IndyCar at the time, and then and he just dried up. And I'm like, he could have been
Dario.
He could have been one of the all-time greats, I think.
But Dario came back. Dario constantly did something with himself. So
that's true. I'm being harsh on Dario because again, if you want to compare him to those guys, Parnelli Jones, AJ Foyt, Mario Andretti, that said, "F it, I'm gonna run."
Yeah,
anything.
do what you want to do. Yeah, dip your toe in it, have fun.
But Mario Andretti never said, I'm going to go full-time in the Busch Series or the Cup Series. Right. Like those guys that said, yeah, I'll do some one-offs.
But it was a different time. You could do one-offs then. You can now too, but you have to go through all your contractual obligations on what's allowed. And,
but
not as easy.
You bring up Tony Stewart again. Damn, I know what he did in, what the hell they call it then?
IRL, Indy Racing League.
That was when the Northern Lights, the search engine.
Exactly,
was
search engine.
The Northern Lights series.
That's what I was referring to.
Indy Racing Northern Lights series.
Yeah, and people are going, "What's Northern Lights?" It was a search engine. It was like a Yahoo or a Google or an AOL. Yeah, it was.
He won that in the Menards car. Same with Jeff Gordon. Jeff Gordon wanted to run open wheel IndyCar, but they just you're a piece of what? Holy sheep shit. Just imagine if those guys, we might be talking a different language if Stewart and Jeff Gordon would have done crazy numbers in open wheel.
Full-time in IndyCar?
Right.
Yeah, but the series, however, and I'm just going to say this, it's the truth. It screwed itself before that was able to become an opportunity.
Can you screw the pooch 3 times?
Well, IndyCar's given it a good shot.
See?
Because they screwed the pooch with the split in 94.
Oh, gosh.
They screwed the pooch trying to get things back together, which they did successfully get back together in, the 08-09 era. But they've screwed the pooch since, and
you want to know
damn
a
it,
great
Roger
story.
Penske, let's go already.
You want to know a great story? We've got so many gnarly stories of doing this 22 years. So, Tony George Chris Pook.
Oh, geez. So Cart and IRL.
Okay, explain who Chris Pook is, Craig.
Chris Pook was at the time the president of the Cart Series, but he was basically the grand poobah, the pontiff of the Long Beach Grand Prix. He made the Long Beach Grand Prix what it is.
So Chris Pook is on the air with us. Was this?
Now we are like 03-04 era.
Okay, but he was on the air with us promoting Long Beach Grand Prix?
I don't remember what he was on for. Okay, but it was in the spring.
So Chris Pook is on the air with us. This is when it's the early 2000s. We're on, this is so cool. Because I remember we were in the KLSX studios in Los Angeles. And on the screen, as Chris Pook is talking to us, our phone op on the screen says, Tony George. ... is on his airplane listening to Chris Pook's interview.
And wants to get on.
And Tony George, if you're not familiar with Tony George and the George family crash.
Well, they owned the Indianapolis Motor Speedway up until they sold it to Roger Penske right before COVID. So, yeah, and that was since the 40s.
So this is when it was Cart versus IRL. Oh. It was just, and Chris Pook was trashing the IRL and trashing Tony George. And Tony George heard Tony George is 32,000 feet up listening to this goddamn interview of Chris Pook.
Sorry.
Just trashing.
I'm just going to listen to the whole thing and we'll just bleep that
just trashing. I hate post-production for that reason specifically.
Too many cuss words.
So Tony George is listening to this, just crushing him. And then we'll be right back, Freak Nation, with Tony George.
But Chris did not stay on. He had no idea.
No. And I forget, again, this is when you sent out promotional announcements of your show
we would send emails,
via fax. and emails. So somehow Tony George got word that Chris Pook was on the air with us. So was he flying back from the California race when there were 5,000 people that showed up? Something like that.
No, that was when the merger had already happened. But
So-
yeah, whatever.
That's just another one of those instances where we're doing an IRL promotion at Dave & Buster's in San Bernardino with IndyCar drivers or IRL drivers, and because we just a lot of pre-race parties back then, and in comes this guy where Crash goes, "That's Tony George."
Oh, that's right. Oh, speaking of flip-flops.
Yeah, who the fuck is Tony George? I didn't know who Tony George was. I didn't know who the hell
I
he
think
was.
you even asked me, what does he drive?
What does he do?
He drives a pretty nice car back home. Not that I know. He
goes-
probably has a driver.
She goes, Tony George is in the George family at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and all of a sudden a little bing. That effer is right here at our party. At our party at Dave & Buster's in flip-flops and jeans, and he's worth $2 billion. Tony and I became quick friends right then. Tony, I know all about your career, babe. Hey, what's going on?
Liar.
Your mom or your sister? Who's been singing the national anthem or the
Who's the
Back Home
Gentlemen
Again?
Start Your Engines?
No, okay. Yeah.
Back Home Again was
Jim Neighbors.
Jim Neighbors, for credit. What are you talking about? His family doesn't sing.
Well, who?
Mary Home and George could barely say, "Gentlemen, start your engines." I mean, come on, let's be honest here. His sisters were cool.
You're not
as
going to have
shit.
to worry about your edits. You have to worry about your social media on this, Beaver. Sargent's such an idiot.
Well, I want to hear about some of your behind-the-scenes stuff. What's some of the stuff that just blew your mind and you're like, whoops, kind of took you behind and you were a little shaky?
Do you have?
Can you answer my question?
Do you have? Because this will tell you. This is how to tell you how dialed in we are. Do you have an Iron Man catheter?
Oh,
One of Ivan Stewart's catheters?
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I don't want one of Ivan Stewart's catheters. I'm going to be honest with you. I mean, if you've got one, you do you, Kenny.
How many catheters do you have, though? Are they all Jim Beaver branded?
I have thrown all mine away.
Really? Use them, throw them. Use them, throw 'em.
I don't traditionally
We
keep
had
my
him in the
catheters.
studio one time that we just got off for 15 minutes on catheters. It just blew us away during the.
Do you still have it?
Somewhere.
Yes, autographed catheter?
Bro, as silly as that sounds, think about some of the gnarly folks out there. I have look.
Can we be truthful, though? I don't think it was used.
You don't think that actually there's a ... there where it could have been used. I mean, this is
That's a good point. But why would he have it in the studio anyway? Come on,
He brought
us
it
what?
back, man. He brought it saying, look, guys, I'm here. Because Lugnuts, Gordon, who was with us for the first 7 years.
I just remember he was the guy that had the Oakleys that went over
Yes,
the top of his
yes.
head.
Oh, yeah,
with
yeah.
I don't even know what those are called.
And
Over the tops, I think. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's pretty. Yeah.
It was the ugliest glasses Oakley ever made.
Absolutely.
But Lugnuts and Scotty Cannon in drag racing, they could wear them all day and be
He
just
asked
fine.
him about Iron Man coming. Iron Man was like one of our first 4 or 5 shows and went out to Speed Zone and actually raced people on dragsters and
right.
carts at freaking Speed Zone off of whatever the hell freeway that was in Southern California.
First Speed Freaks I ever listened to, I would tell you the guest. And I remember I saw, there was an email blast, something. You remember Alan Pfluger, Flying Hawaiian?
Oh, hell yes.
Yeah, so Pfluger, that was the first one I ever
And
listened to.
he's not alive anymore, is he?
What's that? No, he's alive. His dad passed away. He got into some
Gnarly drugs, right?
No, he didn't get into drugs. He got into tax evasion and weird stuff in Hawaii.
crap.
Flying. Well, listen, you want to go through more stories, bro.
Yeah.
Stories make
Alan,
sense.
and I will say this because there's a lot of people on there listening that know Alan. Alan's always been nothing but amazing to me. Super nice
Are you
guy.
sure he never
Yeah.
got into drugs?
He could have, but I don't know.
Why are you trying to drug it?
Well, because there was something there. The Flying Hawaiian was badass. We had him on the show. We're at Irwindale Speedway. Was this before you when we did this?
Possibly.
We were again. I was shopping SpeedFreaks a year and a half before SpeedFreaks started.
I want to get into that. Hold on, Colson, where are we at? I think we're gonna take.
Are we gonna?
We're going to take a short break before we get into how Speed Freaks started. So, all right, we'll be back after this on the General Tire Jim Beaver Show with the Speed Freaks.
whatever you do, General Tire delivers.
Take your driving to the next level at Dirtfish. Gain confidence behind the wheel of an all-wheel drive Subaru STI or rear-wheel drive BRZ. Get sideways with skills on gravel, mud, and tarmac. Dirtfish offers programs for every driver. Visit dirtfish.com for details.
Welcome back to the General Tire Jim Beaver Show with Kenny and Crash. And
hey, I'm sorry Statman can't be here, man.
You know what? I love Bill Wood.
Yep.
He and I don't know, we only run into each other sparingly every 5 or 6 years at some rally event or something like that.
There you go.
He loves you. I think you guys were married about 5 or 6 years ago.
No, I love that guy. He's one of the most genuine human beings
Yes.
I've ever met. And
Yes.
heart of gold and just, I mean.
Statman and I know each other, and I damn, I know we're going another 30 minutes, but we got to go get some food.
Yeah.
But Statman and I know each other from when I was entertainment.
It's all done. I'm not all done, though.
No joke, man. Mine just some
says
pansy ass. He keeps saying properly chill. I get that, man. I'm already chilled, but I can't.
Talking about your beer
They're cutting
bottle
me
tops.
off, and I'm only on my second beer. That's the
Yeah,
problem.
no, that's wrong.
So Statman and I worked together at UPN News 13, KCOP in Los Angeles when I was hired from KLOS. Oh God, I was doing Japanese TV to Los Angeles, and I was KLOS, and I left KLOS to go with KCOP Channel 13, doing entertainment reporting, music, because my background is really music. And Bill was a big producer there. Statman was a big producer at UPN News 13. And he and I started to gravitate towards each other in like 96, 97 because of his fascination of just music. And he really wanted to learn more about music. One week, you'd see me at the anchor's desk with Metallica and then Master P, Anthrax, and Celine Dion. I mean, I'm in the presence of some pretty freaking high names.
Yeah.
and widely diverse.
How Statman and I became involved was he said, dude, we got to make a year-end best of or something of what you're doing here. You have nobody's grabbing these kind of crazy entertainment musicians like you are. So Statman started producing a number of my year-end pieces. He started producing these live pieces where I'd be at Borders Books with one camera, and there'd be Tommy Shaw and Kenny Sargent sitting here in freaking happy-ass rigid chairs talking shit. He produced that. It was, you can ask him. I'd anchor sports and then go put on my snappy little Tom Jones shirt, and I'd host, George Thorogood. So that's how far back he and I go. All right, so we want to go back to flying Hawaiian.
Statman to flying Hawaiian. Let's go.
I'm getting hungry, man. So I shopped SpeedFreaks for a while. I put together the most bullshit, stupid-looking proposals now that you look back at it. And I think
we all did those, though.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
No, not like this, Jim.
You should see the ones I made when I was 18, sending to Budweiser, trying to get them to sponsor my program. I wasn't even 21, and I'm sending proposals to Budweiser.
Okay, you're probably right.
Mr. Marketing right here. Good for you. Because Budweiser sponsored everything. You're like, I know they got money.
They got a hydroplane. This off-road program's cheap compared
Makes
to that.
sense.
Exactly.
That water's on dirt somewhere, man.
Giving them $1 million, just give me $10,000.
Isn't that true, man? Our very first client was Speed Zone. I think it was like $1,500.
Yeah. But we were like, oh, yes.
Oh, my God. So I should have – okay. So I was shopping SpeedFreaks for a while. Channel 13 didn't renew my contract. I wasn't going to anchor sports anymore, be sports entertainment reporter.
So what are we talking, 98?
No, we're talking 2000.
Okay.
1999, when I knew they were going to renew it, I thought, God damn, I better come up with something, man.
I need work.
And I came up with this crazy idea to talk motorsports, but to bring it to to a level that's never been attempted, because every time you watch those happy bastards in NASCAR and IndyCar and NHRA, they'd be wearing a tie and a pink shirt and a blue sports coat. I'm going, that's not who the hell's in the pits. That's who's not. That's who's. You're forcing your happy pink shirt bastards on all these people that don't even understand how to tie a tie. And not only
extreme sports athletes.
Yeah,
Like,
talking to freaking this 18-year-old Brian Deegan is going, yeah.
Hey,
and
Brian.
Betty Parsons is
how
going,
does it feel?
Hey, Brian, how does it feel to do it? So something happened, and I wish I could really go back to the germination. Is that a word?
Germination?
Whatever. How it
Okay.
But Irwindale Speedway, I did some things at Irwindale Speedway with.
You're talking about how you germinated the show?
There you go.
Yeah, or how it germinated?
So.
Wow.
I knew that. Freestyle motocross was hot. This is just before Carey Hart landed the backflip in Philadelphia in X Games 2 or whatever the hell it was. Okay, and he broke his freaking spine. Because I just want to bring an extreme attitude to motorsports. Tony Stewart, I don't give a shit about your nuts and bolts. Why do you not like Jeff Gordon? Why do you want to punch him in the face? That's the attitude I want to bring. Had the comedian Lugnuts lined up, had Statman, a black man in motorsports who could tell you the color.
Dude's a genius. Statman is a perfect guy. You talk
driver
with him,
himself.
The stuff he pulls out. Yeah. I'm like, where the hell do you know that, Bill?
Yep. Richard Petty to Sebastian Loeb to Travis Pastrana to AJ.
Well, you brought up Barcelona with the Dakar Rally kickoff many, many years ago, and we're just standing there waiting for the elevator, and Stat just out of nowhere goes, Ari Vatanen, hey, Statman from SpeedFreaks. And I'm like, huh? He just picked him out, and then they started having this conversation. Ari Vatanen, one of the greatest of all time.
World Rally champion.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm like, wow. Yep. Yeah, it just, Statman, Bill Wood,
yes, I'm sorry he can't be
man.
here.
Yeah.
But he was there for this freaking flying Hawaiian bit. So we're at Irwindale Speedway up in one of the suites. They set us up there. They knew we were onto something. This is before we landed our first show, I think. It had to be, yes.
If it's
so in this suite
this is pre-me.
Is every one of those effing Metal Militia dudes. Every effing one of them. And it's me, Statman, and Lugnuts. We're in this, and one of those militia dudes, Mad Mike Jones.
Oh.
I'm going there. And if there was ever a cretin, it was Mad Mike Jones. So we're out on the balcony of our suite watching some prelims of the freestyle stuff. And Mad Mike Jones and his cronies are up in there. Again, this is Twitch, this is Lusk, this is all those bastards, man. And we were looking for something to drink. Mad Mike walks out with a bottle of wine. Says, would you guys like something to drink? Look at the bottle. Red blend. It's full, but it's white. It's clear. Mad Mike Jones pissed in that bottle. He walked outside and tried to offer us some red blend in that bottle. That's our first encounter with Mad Mike Jones.
But Lugnuts from our show took a drink.
No, he didn't.
Oh, I thought he did.
Was close.
I thought he did.
Listen, Lugnuts wouldn't know the difference between rosé and black. He wouldn't know, but he was.
It's a very good point.
No. And Statman is a big black guy, man. And it's like we just kind of went right next to Statman. You want some of this?
Do you?
Even Mad Mike Jones went, I don't want none of Statman.
Well, the funny thing is Statman, Bill, he's intimidating. He's a big teddy bear when you get to know him, but he's an intimidating dude. You look at him, nah, I don't want to screw with him.
No.
His aura, his presence is, like big black bear.
Yeah.
But you're right. You get to know him. He's the teddy bear, actually.
So this is before I even knew her.
That's
this is way before. So what I did to start SpeedFreaks, and I know we got to run because I know everybody's hungry.
We got 15 minutes.
Okay.
Still,
so thank you, General Tires, for making this thing possible.
Yeah.
So I created this idea, and Did I have Stanley by then? Did I have our sugar daddy?
Oh, he was pre-me too.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, sugar daddy.
We had what it was, man.
East Coast sugar daddy.
I was looking.
Yeah.
Okay, you want this? You want the real story?
Oh, boy.
I'm on
Yes,
Jerry
we do.
Tolliver's bus at a WWF promotion down at Anaheim Convention Center.
That's right, before
this is
the
when
lawsuit.
Jerry Tolliver and one of my most favorite drivers in the history of mankind, NHRA. I saw him and his wife at the U.S. Nationals. He was driving the other WWF funny car.
Oh, gosh. I forgot those were even funny cars at one point.
Wait, are you not Scotty? Who was the other guy?
No, hell no. No, that was all Oakley.
Right,
so Jerry
right.
Tolliver was on his bus at this WWF big promotion at Anaheim Convention Center. And Jerry knew I was shopping it, all right? Jerry knows I was shopping it because Jerry was part of the very first promo we cut. Jerry Tolliver, Jeremy McGrath. No. We actually did our first show. Okay, anyway, Jerry Tolliver was part of our promo that we cut with the original on-air Crash Gladys, which was Lisa something.
Jim Epler.
Jim Epler. There you go.
There you go.
So Jerry loved Jerry. He was helping me shop it. What are you laughing at?
Nothing.
So I'm on this bus, and he says, Kenny, well, actually, because I don't remember how I got there. I'm on the bus. And he says, Ken, I want you to meet this guy. And I explained everything to this person. And he says, let me think about it. This person had a significant interest in WWF at the time, financially. And maybe a week later, he says, I want to invest in the show. So he gave us the seed money to get on Los Angeles to pay for our time. And it was only for 6 months.
Was this the tail end of '99 or the beginning of 2000?
This was probably 3 or 4 months before June 25th, 2000.
Okay, so this is the beginning of 2000.
This is
then.
probably early spring, late winter when this happened. He says, I want to invest. So he invested the money. We got on KLSX and proved that we could make money for this station. Budweiser, Speed Zone, Lucas, another tire company prior to GT, who Travis Roffler was with, and brought us, and poof. I mean, like everybody, we had our peaks and valleys, but the process of getting to that first show, Crash Gladys, it ended up being her and another girl that we were choosing. But before that, there were 5 girls out of 100 girls that auditioned for it. In LA, back in the day, you would send to, it's called breakdowns. You would send information about a production that you've got rolling and the description of the person that you needed, movies, TV, and even radio. We were looking for a female co-host, looks great, #MeToo, sounds good, knows a lot about...
We need to make a reel out of that. Yeah. #MeToo.
Yeah.
Make a reel out of his auditions.
Remember, this is 2000.
So, looks great.
Oh, this is going to be...
Hey, baby, come on in here. Come on in here.
This is the nut kicker.
You're married to him.
I know. Yes.
There was something there.
And
Not at the beginning. Not at the beginning.
Is you send a headshot and you send a resume. That's what you do. You send them to these locations. So they were all sent to my home office, and there were hundreds or something. And so I narrowed it down to 6. And she was one of them, and 5 of them, of course. And it was between you and, what's her name?
D-Mart, we were the final 2.
Yeah.
But are you trying to get the celebrity?
I'll get there.
Okay.
We met D-Mart at, what was the Mexican food place off of?
Chewy's or something like that?
Yeah.
Chewy's or Chevy's or?
Yeah, it was Chevy's.
Chevy's, okay.
Chevy's off of Ventura.
Ventura Boulevard.
Did we meet you first or D-Mart?
You met me first.
Met her
because then I
first.
went outside and I had to crank my alternator back because I had such a POS car.
It wasn't your alternator.
It was a 1982 Toyota Tercel. It was an alternator.
It was her... Was it an alternator? Mm-hmm. Anyway.
Yeah, it was a very crap
So she
car.
shows up. The 3 of us, the 3 dudes are there talking to her, interviewing her, and the D-Mart shows up. we eventually hire her, okay? Her original name was going to be Smashed Gladys. There was a band. I meant to bring the shirt here. There was a band.
That wouldn't be good, would it? I'm just saying.
A hair metal band in L.A. at the time, and I had their T-shirt. They were named Smash Gladys, and my story was, yeah, it'd be cool. Let's get a lawsuit because it wasn't my story. What a douchebag. So.
No such thing as bad publicity,
yeah,
right?
Well, when my business partner is an attorney, yes. So how long ago was it that I went back and looked at those resumes?
Okay, so you hired me in, well, our first show was June 25th, the year 2000. You probably went back and looked at the resumes of the final 6, the final 5, whatever. And it was after we got married. We got married in 2009, so this was like 2010.
So I saved them. I'm looking through these.
Well, yeah, because it's a great memory. Thank goodness you saved them.
I'm looking through these photos and resumes, and it's like in a manila folder. What? Eva Longoria?
No kidding.
Yes.
And on her resume, I auditioned her. On her resume says she can learn about motorsports. In a yellow Post-it note. And I think I'll still have that Post-it note on there. She can learn motorsports.
Her agent wrote that, yeah. Meanwhile, she goes on to be a desperate housewife, and I come in to get here and find my husband. So
7 weeks later, who do I fire?
I was going to say, you guys had a falling out or something.
Yeah.
There was something at one point. I remember hearing bits of that.
He fired me. Okay, speaking of Speed Zone, this had to do with Speed Zone appearance fees or something, and I was all pissed because I'm going to tell Kenny how to run his company. He just hired me 7 weeks ago, but I'm going to tell him how to run his company. Oh, I was a bitch. I was. I absolutely deserved to be fired. I thought I deserved more appearance fee, whatever. You fired me appropriately.
You tried to rally the troops. You tried to rally Statman and Lug.
I think you're right.
Like
yeah. Come on, guys. Don't we need more money? I mean, seriously, listen to me, not Kenny. Well, whatever. That was horrible.
Statman and Lugnuts and I have been working this thing for an effing year. I've gone through a couple of crash Gladyses and so forth. And here's Crash. I got any more money. It's like, listen, hashtag me too. It's like, it ain't happening. So it took one show of, we've got promo pictures. Oh, hold on a second. It took one show of Crash hearing my ex-girlfriend.
No. You had the girl. Your ex-girlfriend was in the promo pictures. You had the girl that was up against me, D-Mart. She was the one, and she was good.
I disagree.
No. I'm
was it
112,000% positive. Yeah, you had D-Mart on the show, and I heard her, and I'm like, oh, she knows her ass. She's good, and I'm like, that's it. I gotta go crawling back because I want this job more than anything. I screwed up. I get it. And don't you dare put that girl in my position.
I'm living in a guest house in Van Nuys. So I'm back behind the front house, and it was a full-on bachelor pad. I mean, it was a guest house with a pool, a garage. It was just the best freaking.
It was sweet.
I'm coming out one morning in my boxers and some ragged-ass shirt to the trash and emptying my trash can. My garage is here, house is back here, front house is up here. And I'm empty the trash can. I look up the long driveway. And I see, F is that walking up here? That is the OG Crash walking up here. She is about to shoot me. No. How quick can I get my flip phone and video? We can
flip
video
phone.
that.
No, you couldn't video. No, you could not video in a flip phone.
Just short of getting on bended knee, it was like, I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. I am sorry.
Mm-hmm. That's all you had to do is put another girl that knew her S on the air, and I'm like, okay.
So here we are.
Yeah, you had a heart. It worked out, though, right?
Well, okay. So then he still had a girlfriend. I still had a boyfriend, and we don't
need to get into that.
Yeah,
Crash.
we do because it's reality.
It's not.
We still butted heads.
That's when Beaver Productions writes the book. Let's save it. Can we save a nugget for these people?
No, we still butted heads, but then it turned. Yeah, so you turn over the new year, and it's like, oh, so how are we going to make money in the next year? I don't know. You know, we're just shooting in the dark here, and so I'm like, I'll go on sales calls with you, and then guess what turned us into a relationship?
I'm looking directly into Carlson's camera.
This red substance, this red wine substance, was kind of nice after a few sales calls. I'm just saying. Just saying.
Jackie, what's going on here, man? Hashtag me too, man.
No.
Yeah, no joke. Wrap the S up.
So would that have been a Me Too? But it wouldn't have because it was consensual.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been a Me Too.
The hell is
No,
going on?
because it's consensual. Yeah. That's the whole thing about this. Yeah, whatever.
No.
Okay. That's a whole nother conversation. Whatever.
So, needless to say.
It's a whole lot better than swiping right or left on an app. So.
Isn't that
Thank
the effing
God.
truth?
It's a whole lot better than swiping. So that's what I tell people. I'm like, when was the last? How come you just can't go into a bar or go somewhere and meet somebody now?
Sit down. Yeah.
Because you're a creeper. I'm looking at you because you're hot, babe. You're a creeper. Well, your shirt is down to your... Oh, you're a creeper.
Wait. You talk as if that's been a thing.
No, it's not a thing.
No. Not a thing now, but I hope not.
It's never a
But-
thing.
No.
What?
But that is, we've seen it.
Oh, yeah.
We've seen it with a lot of our interns over the
Hey,
years.
what was the Motorsports app that advertised with us for a while?
Motorsports app.
Yes. It's for Motorsports fans.
RacingFansConnect.com or
Yes.
something.
Is that like what is the Farmers Only?
Yes,
it's the
it was.
It's the racing version
It
of
was.
Farmers Only.
This is
Well, this is what Lugnuts was still with us.
Hey, Jackie's over here from Ridgey going, what app is this? What app is
Yeah,
this?
exactly.
Yes.
No, but this
Yes, it was.
this was literally late 2000, so like 08, 07, whatever.
No.
Lugnuts was still with
Lugnuts
us.
was gone in January of 2008.
Okay.
This is 4 or 5.
Oh my God!
Yes.
Because he brought them to
Yeah,
us.
oh,
so
yeah,
this
he
was,
did.
This was way before Farmers Only. This was RacingFansConnect.com.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I don't know how success. Well, obviously not very much,
So
but
stupid.
no, it's not.
It was ahead of its time.
It was ahead of its time.
No,
Exactly.
if it would have been
Exactly.
something where you swipe left or right now in an app, it probably would have killed it.
But
ahead
back
of
then
its
you were
time.
swiping
Section
left
G.
and right on
Section
something else.
yeah. Okay, whatever.
We didn't get into all our... Anyway.
I feel like at some point down the road, there needs to be a part 2 to this. We'll just infuse
That's
stat man into
fine.
this
That's
thing.
fine. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, without question.
We'll have to make something happen.
Without question.
We'll get stat in.
Because after our first show, which we just did January 25th, the year 2000, after our first show, we go up to Cat and the Fiddle, which doesn't exist anymore in Hollywood. Was that off of Melrose or off of Sunset Boulevard?
Sunset.
Okay. And we're in here, and I'm like, wow. My first time in this place, I'm like, the vibe here is just so old school but cool. Statman rips out all these cigars, and he's like, Crash, you want one? I'm like, yes. I'm like, I'll do my best, Monica, in the cigar sense, whatever.
going on here?
No, I did. I said in the cigar sense. Come on. But
Well,
we had
that's my point, man. That's the whole... In the cigar sense. Yeah, stop it. Just stop. In the cigar... Jesus Christ. Even Beaver's turning red, Crash.
I'm not turning red. I'm laughing. I think it's hilarious.
From the cigar. That's the whole point.
No, not
cigar
the dress.
sense.
You're digging
Not
the hole
the dress.
deeper there.
I
No,
like it.
not the dress. Just stop it, Crash. It's like you trying to explain the IRA, man. Holy crap.
Just smoking, that's all.
Oh,
That's all I'm
gosh. Yes,
talking.
let's please find some time to include Statman.
Yeah, we
The next
definitely
show.
need to do a follow-up.
Because I will just sit back and let these two effers talk. That'd be awesome. Wow.
Oh, man. Well,
Do we wrap this up? Or
I think
what?
it's time to wrap it up. Do you want to give a big shout out to General Tire, though, before we do?
Yes.
I wouldn't be where I'm at today without General Tire. I know you guys wouldn't be where you're at without General
I
Tire.
just can't put this on my wine.
Can't do it, so.
It's all good.
It's just
No,
a lot behind the scenes they do for a lot of different
Yes.
people in this industry, and I don't think people realize that. So
Valid point. Yes.
You know what? They put
Their
a lot of food on the
sponsorship-
table for a lot of people. And not just in what we do, but from other series
Oh, yeah.
across the planet.
Yes, but also behind the scenes, not just in a sponsorship sense, in a hospitality, in a charity. I wouldn't even say that word. Just in a genuine sense.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I will say, I've never really been public with this, but I think when 2020 rolled around and COVID and the way General Tire supported me, supported everybody they were with, it was the toughest time. Everybody's dropping people like flies, and General Tire said, just continue to do what you do.
Yep.
And, to me, that was huge.
Well,
kept me afloat.
It proves what your brand has done for them.
Yeah.
To be able to stick through. I mean, that was thick, bro. That was thick. To be able to stick, for them to say, Beaver, stick around. It's like they got it. I mean, where were people going? They were going to the freaking desert. They were going to the dunes on those GTs, and you were talking to them.
Yeah.
Sounds good, doesn't it?
No, everything I've got's got GT. They deliver me just about everywhere, right?
Right. Bang!
Bang!
There he just
that was the liner we needed there. Nailed it.
Nailed
They deliver
it.
us.
Well, GT delivers, right?
They do.
Yep. Hashtag.
Well,
they're going to deliver us to a restaurant and more drinks
they
here
are.
in a minute. So.
They actually are.
they take me to the drugstore every day, the grocery store every day. I mean, it's just, come on, let's be honest.
You know the
To
drugstore
school,
every day?
Walgreens, CVS, come on, what are we talking? I didn't mean.
drugstore.
He takes it literally. Come on, who's the literal Linda now?
No, they take our daughter to school every damn day.
Right.
Oh, same here.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right? You know that. You
Boom.
text us, hey, I'm picking up my daughter. You're like, yeah.
Yeah.
Drugstore.
8th grade. Well, they do. How many times do I print photos because our stupid printer at home doesn't work?
Just go with it, Jim.
Damn photo
saying.
printers at home.
Bastards.
It's a Canon selfie that
Which,
sucks.
by the way, I found a freaking. We're emptying our storage closet. I found
See?
a freaking scanner in one of our boxes. Remember? Whoop. Bam. 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 Remember scanners?
I was hoping for fax machine, but that was just
No.
Seriously.
I wanted the original fax machine you were sending SpeedFreak faxes out
Oh,
on.
I still have some of our proposals that I would send, and you'd make a copy of the fact that you sent them. I still have on that fax paper that's just that you barely see it. Hey, Carlson, what's a fax machine? Nothing but the fax, man.
No idea.
Other than the facts. That is a great way to end this one. Thanks to Kenny and Crash, the Speed Freaks. Thanks to General Tire, Rigid Industries. Signing off here on the General Tire Jim Beaver Show with the Speed Freaks.
Oh.